Так, ты. Да, вот это хотела что-то поговорить.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective. Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer. This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the... You could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months. No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we're... What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate. Briefly. But do not share the outcome.
Отлично.
You're back. Good. What can I... It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's
Ingredients for...
meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you... Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The
Понятно.
actual...
Wildpine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean...
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company... Yes, but you won't get
Понятно.
anything out of Evrat and the Dock Workers Union. Still. Every chain... The lorries. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just... I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you. We did. On more than one occasion.
We know the company has launched its own probe into the Union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM.
Well, here's your chance, officers. Yes? Excellent. It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I suspect that, in the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance. You have?
Finally, time to choose sides.
Ну. Тут типа капитализм и социализм, конечно, есть такое. Но он не социалист. Он как раз таки именно что капиталист.
Oh, come on now. He has his corruption. That's how he's done it.
The position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you. How could I stop you? Are we not human?
Tell her she'll like you for it.
Of course. Until then, is there anything I can help you with? More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything. These are unimportant times, Detective. For the big time.
The smile of a predator. No doubt what she's got in mind.
The revolution. It's quite easy.
Yeah.
Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next. Who gets shot in the head, and who gets... Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot. Oh, and the anarchists, too. They shot them well. Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million.
Yeah, it was a kerfuffle.
Yes. The Insulindian deluge. Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head. Or through. The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad. Yes. King Guillaume had a nose for bad PR. Him and tens of thousands of his wonderfully fascist kingsmen. It was the liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything. Liberals are usually middle-class people, Detective. Some were rich enough to stay with the Constitution, with monarchy. Big mistake. Others bet on the revolution. They didn't win so much as survive.
She's one of them.
To foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights. The coalition of nations, Grad, Mesk, Vesper, Messina. The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is, at least not in the same manner and volume as the others do.
The rulers of
This is their zone of control. They embolden the
Понятно.
RCM with crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking, you are a moralist. A devout man of the center. Hard to come by. It's good to have the turn of the revolution. It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Marzolf came along and overthrew the government. It made people overthrow their governments. Of course not. It was a highly infectious microorganism that... From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world... Why? You and I, officer. A city-state divided into free market zones under the The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol. Modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-eastlery communication. Telematic milieus, radiation. 43 years. The 20s saw a decade of urban war. The 30s? Things that... No. It was a market mirage fueled by cocaine and quantitative easing. The 40s dispelled. Welcome to reality, baby.
О, отлично.
They are what... Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know? Glad to have been of his...
Ну-ка, у меня есть там... У меня вообще очков.
You're back. Good. What can I... More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
It remains a mystery what you mean by this something close. This isn't about you. It's about...
What I am not is a basic... A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird of the pole... Ah, or two. A pre-revolution. This one, mostly... Wonderful. The girl in the old lady rags? Ah, yes. There's some... Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Why, yes I am. Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around? Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou. I haven't seen anyone else drive a...
Actually, that motor carriage has been... It's for crossing long distances.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances and... Good.
Ну, в ней хотя бы более-менее все понятно. У нас по навыкам. 3 очка. Если мы там качали себя. Что бы тогда можно подкачать? Давайте посмотрим, что у нас по карте. Ощущение, что как минимум силу воли желательно вкачать. Так что...
You're back. Good. What? You're back. Good. What can I help you? More lessons in basic reality? My favorite.
A strain. It's on the tip of.
Glad to have been.
Так, ну ладно. Погнали. Ну что там было по силе воли?
What do you want to know? What's there to say? It's just stupidity. The cop kind. Our prisons can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the industrial harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off.
So he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness.
Yes. I'm an unrepentant spoil sport.
Забавно, что вы, по сути, оба руиним, потому что он руинит то, что он не заинтересован, я руиню, потому что это я, блядь.
Martinez? Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No.
A tremble comes over you. Another after effect of ethanol poisoning, perhaps. Feels like leaves do when they rustle in the breeze. He opens.
Which school do you subscribe to? Mambo or Jambo? It's always good to have a... Was there anything else you wanted to ask about the competition? Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
Because you're the best qualified? No, that doesn't seem right. If you're so well qualified, why can't you remember why you were sent?
Yes?
Так,
What do you want to know? No, it's not a particularly mysterious. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that. As you know, there was considerable in...
Cut this boring stuff off immediately. You know what?
Yes, it just so happens there's a beautiful...
The weary tone is the surest indicator that the lieutenant is being sarcastic.
Extremely.
He's basically challenging you to sex it up with some lurid twist. Don't get right into it.
You mean like a brief? 3 days during that time. They didn't identify. There's a strong prejudice against involving the art. Just to be clear. Good. Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. That's a fair point. That's correct.
That makes him a Beano-clad, completely uncopped material. If you say
Are they?
you could use a good, normal peer yourself.
That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity, and a You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents. No.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order.
Something the matter?
What's going on? It's like you're a puppet in his hands. The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of it.
What do you mean? I have no idea what you're talking about. I can't...
The lieutenant produces. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system. You're special.
Good. Let's change the subject.
Легендарно. Легендарно. Итак, что еще раз по проверкам у нас есть? Давайте чекнем. Подожди, Джесс Мессия это же она, блядь. Пересваливаю тогда. Секундочку. Давайте еще разочек поговорим.
You're back. Good. Until you come up with something at that intersection. No. This is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the thousands of liters of raw ingredients will pour.
A cold breath rushes in from the bay, making its way down the alleyways and potholed streets. From Martinez to Jamrock.
A lot of it. It comes in from large...
Well, at least...
What is that?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open a drawbridge.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi. But we... How do you think...
There was a
With all due... Precisely. The two might...
or not. Though...
As eager as I am to...
She simply nods.
What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as the pine, and that is the term. I'm not at...
A billion?
20 billion is a large number. A conglomerate the size of the Wild Pines is... They started centuries of care, deliberation, and madness. You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners? Who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo? There are no minor cogs in the system. Each terminal must be accounted for. Less...
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
Of course. Mr. Fuck off, midget. Yes. Keep their leaf. Every worker, a member of the board. In its defense, it's quite simple. Just so you understand, this is but one of 20. That may... I'm not sure. And now...
Excuse...
I first heard it from...
This checks out.
Of course.
Don't tell her you've met Everard.
That's the man who was killed. Better not tie the forestay to the backstay on this. That's the man who was killed. Better not tie the forestay to the backstay on this. I hope there is something... More lessons in basic reality? Glad to have been of assistance.
Я не знаю, короче, там где этот квест.
Some kind of superstar. They say the world isn't ready for a rock and roll cop. No one wants their state monopoly on violence to be mixed with celebrity worship. They claim to know it would be dangerous for detectives to rise to the ranks of demigods and have sexual encounters with barely legal cover girls. It would be insane, they say. To all this, you say.
Короче, логика у меня ушла в помойку. Давайте разблокируем тогда еще одну мысль себе. Что у меня вообще по самообладанию? Ну-ка. Троечку. Понижать его мне особо не хочется. Попробуем. Там Надо дальше исследовать город.
A sturdy metal door.
Madame!
There is no reply. Just an ordinary wall.
Are you trying to sneak up on me?
Apparently, she doesn't like.
Pigs come to take me out.
If anything, you're afraid she'll take you out one day.
Don't get fucking
Так, ну здесь мы еще не были, так что смотрим. Скорость реакции. Я думаю, риторика нахуй идет.
There must be another way into the building.
Тут все двери, блядь, закрыты, вы что, издеваетесь? Короче, туда нам пока никак не попасть. Ну, я вариантов не вижу. Пахнет что. Навык кинуть. Сильнее хитрый. Белый дух также пахнет. Я думаю, до конца дня еще не раз потеряем. Этим мы ничего не нашли.
Yes? Help me? No one
She doesn't really want to be disturbed.
looking for something to read. I know you are.
Everyone can see that. The rectangles.
What with?
What with? Help her by carrying things? Maybe she needs a weightlifter.
My husband? No, I don't know. At home?
Where is this going, officer?
Yes, but... No. Of course he's...
Kids are always going missing. Weak, pathetic kids.
No, absolutely not. Are you a policeman or a nanny? They are not...
You know where they are. They're at home.
What? That's just... My dog... They're almost grown up now anyway. They're past the age they need...
The woman.
Сказал, короче. Хорошо.
The dented yellow man.
Ошибка, да.
There is a. Your toe has suffered.
Cool. You really showed that mail collection box. I don't.
Так, какие у нас есть квесты? Давайте чекнем. В арене можно встретить. Погнали, сначала с Лене поговорим раз.
I have really how
Yes, that's what you need, Gus.
Hello, officer. How might I be of assistance? I'm sorry, officer.
The only one you have.
Believe me, officer.
You can barely hear him. The sweet smell of pickles in harmony with
Fuck off!
a glimmer of respect.
Sorry, officer. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it in a bad way. But the sandwich...
And it's
When the dissidents come to rape our country, he hides. But try to get a bite of his dear sandwich and he gets... We are still waiting for a replacement for the bull you sent sinking. Ah, yes,
Oh,
a superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. Revachol would be a different...
don't get started on...
the Carabinier. No one and nothing can change this man's mind.
Right. Yes, the Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and... money is tight. She?
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu. And she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that. No one.
No one has been guarding.
Yes.
Look, officers. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before, René.
The possibility of someone being in there is an...
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiniers' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
Can we conclude the topic of my guard boost now? Yes, it does. And it's a price.
You see,
I'm fine. No one.
No one.
Yes,
look, officers.
the
Evrard created this job for René because... Oh, I didn't mean to imply...
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes. Like I said.
Бля, обидно, что никого там не было помимо него. Ну ладно, левел получили и довольны. Нечку ноков. Там еще реакцию. Нет. Так, у нас всего 2 водителя, с которыми мы можем это поговорить, по сути.
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man. Ah, man. Me and narcotics go. But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man? Hey, man, that's serious criminal talk. Are you trying to pull some sort of an entrapment thing on me?
Entrapment is where a law officer gets a person to.
Yes. It's like trying to trick a person into doing something criminal that they'd never do. So you do realize entrapment doesn't work if you announce...
We have a credible lead, sir.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol.
Он такой, не-не-не, это не я. Выглядит неубедительно.
Looking for something odd? Come to tell me drugs? They're shit, man. You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight. So they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial.
He eyes you warily.
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell. What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved his country. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to. It's a fucking travesty, is what it is. Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little... Of course he's a lorry driver. What? He tell you he's just some simple businessman or some shit? His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. No.
Guess so.
Ну, на водочку он дал. Спасибо за сотрудничество, так сказать. Я не буду до него доебаться. Ну, блядь. Может быть, это он. Но тут... Если это реально вводило.
Everything's still cool here, officer. Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares? Very sharp, officer. I'm Serais, from the Sigai province of the Serais Empire.
The apricot suzerainty is what the Sigai archipelago is commonly known.
No, apricots come from Sigai. My grandma used to grow them. But speaking of, why not support an independent local entrepreneur? I send half my profits back to my grandma in Sigai. Drugs? I don't... Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs. That's very cool. A lot of the coolest detectives do drugs. Sadly, that's even cooler. You investigating that and all. But who said that? It's the fat racist, right?
So you admit you're a
No, I just said I work harder.
Realizing he can't get out.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream. Nothing.
And
Crowd.
There's more here. He's afraid of this crowd, whoever they are, more than he is of the racist lorry man.
Look. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I've spent 15 years. It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver.
Interesting. Could this driver be connected to the Hardy Boys?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if she... All of them.
who exactly is talking about this lady?
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't... All right. I scored.
Ну, он хотя бы сломался.
The shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guarantee.
Эх, надо бы, конечно, защитить. Собираем. Двадцатку, я думаю, мы наберем. Такая уж большая проблема. Так. Куда сюда говорить? Да, вот только вот с тобой еще разочек. Кто такая рулевая дама?
Now it's turning into a kind of a... I don't want to talk about that. I was hoping it isn't going to be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't... I didn't, man. I told you, I was hoping it's not... Thank God I don't know. People here call her the lady driver. She kept her name a secret. From me too. A youngish woman.
What color hair?
Blue and violet. Died.
Then she may have dyed it again.
Да, могла перекрасить еще разочек.
Damn, I don't want to...
We can't just...
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation.
It won't come to that. We won't...
I don't believe you. She's got the darkness in her.
She shared.
Yes, which is why I don't want to snitch on her. It's snitching, man. I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me.
Did this violent lie?
Well, it looks like it did. Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay?
He's right. There are other. Now is not the time to focus on feelings. You need that info, son. Remember, you're doing it for the bigger investigation. This is
Here.
Я именно такой полицейский.
Lori's still here. Down past the statue of Philippe.
When did she leave?
Last Friday. She left them to me because she trusted me. So
The other drivers would have to tow it or break in to get the machines moving.
No, I don't know. I bet you are. Nah, I need to think my own thoughts now.
Блять, если ну найдем, так найдем. Тут как бы. Я вот ну, все понимаю, ты не хочешь сдавать. Блять, но тут буквально либо говоришь, либо не говоришь. Ты что скажешь по этому поводу?
Looking for something odd? Come to tell me to fuck off?
this screen found.
This is the one our man pointed to.
The glass on the side. The door is locked. You push the key. The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. These are moving. One of them particularly catches you. The actress is draped in a sheath dress. Wait, doesn't she resemble the actresses and the looks like?
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over one. For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. Doesn't look like it.
The smell of 1,000. You wedge yourself. But one odd detail does catch your eye. Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Опачки.
Sandpaper? A novel technique? Yes?
Угу. Как хорошо. Не зря, блядь.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching. Looks like her, yes. Now we know for certain who's the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation? Understood. We should still go and see what Titus...
The movie stars are still. A metallic drawer
Поговорим.
slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper. It's an issue of Petty. It looks like an article ripped out from a... These formulas look oddly painful.
The Uland frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
The pull-out toolbox is closed.
Great. I think we got everything. Oh. All right, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found. So, honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the ship. I'm not sure what the Uland frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a...
Listening in on your call.
And last but not least, it looks like the Hardy boys knew this driver, as we know that she was present.
The probe and the case converged, he thinks. This was quite...
As elegant as...
Don't be fooled. Desire always plays a role.
Yes, well... As
Don't be fooled.
I'm going to say... Like Joyce told us, yes, logistically. But don't expect to bust this open during our stay here.
Meaning, someone as slippery as Ephraim won't be caught by a couple of cops and some stuff they found in...
We should return to the murder case. See what Joyce tells us about the lynching. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation. The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid group... All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. Debrief over.
Отлично! О-о-о. А, хорошо.
The woman still...
If you want her attention.
Это прям вот... Теперь... Пока... Сейчас да, сделаем.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here. Like hell you have. There is no law.
We'll do that. In the meantime, the person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one...
The thought forms in your head, like a lightning strike branching in the sky.
That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would.
Yeah, man. Theoretically,
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course. No, there aren't. Some little shit and his dad are...
Little shit. That's...
whatever you've seen is peanuts. Look at the big picture, man. The place is a paradise.
Theoretically, of course.
Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of...
My answer is...
And here we go.
I know! Fatty walked on all 4s. He's so fucking fat he left 2 sets of footprints!
Despite everything.
Go fuck your mom!
That's more like it, boys. You heard him. It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you need to know?
Again.
Good one, Titus!
About fuck.
Ладно, блять. Ну, по крайней мере... Это еще... Опа. Ну, блять, скажи-ка, а откуда у тебя наркотики? Это надо с девкой еще поговорить, пока она не собралась. Найти способ.
You missed a good show before. A kid.
He fucked the tree up! Fucked it good! It was porno!
Shoot that shit at Kuno, Pigonaught. Fucking right, pig. Kuno's filling bathtubs with that shit. Kuno's a kingpin. Don't be yanking your shit in front of the Kuno. Kuno...
He's got to at least know a source. Look at him. You need to befriend him first.
So? Fuck, okay. Kuno's a...
Kuno sent your fat ass run...
Look, pig. Kuno sent you to rough some people...
Good idea.
Yeah, that's what Kuno said after this shit. You bet...
Yeah, real interesting.
Fucking right, pig. Fuck no, pig. Kuno ain't...
He's not worried about... He's got to at least know a... You need to befriend him.
Kuno doesn't...
Плюс экспа опять-таки же. Девкой поговорим. А, у меня, кстати, сила воли же вкачана, ну-ка.
An old call box with a matrix. No, hold on. The lo-
Так.
The door is closed. This door, still the lieutenant. You should punch a fuck the murmur.
Как она, блядь, там оказалась? Куда подняться? Из ее номера. Пойдем расскажем по делу. Нам обещали сотрудничать. Попросим, чтобы сотрудничали.
This coin-operated viewer is facing south.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Can't you tell? I haven't really. This place. I thought I'd mix it. Yeah? Thanks. You're back. Good. Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered? Yes.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing...
Of course, detectives. In any... I wouldn't normally break protocol like this.
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and...
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith. They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer. Absolutely not. These mercenaries are...
Who are they?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in March. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience.
So, what...
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags. Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone. It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military trial.
What is the nature?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the union.
It'll be all of them. The decision is already made.
Mm-hmm.
Surely you're joking. These people are killers. My only hope is that yours provides a single... If you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will
The debardeurs have over 2,000 men.
Have you ever seen a Hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty. These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. They're...
The muzzle loaders need to be reloaded after every 1 or 2 shots.
As I said, a bloodbath. Too many things have already gone wrong. Nameless, badgeless. All we can do is keep that which is not from following suit. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation. Not much. They boast a lot.
Meaning they're used.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors. I wouldn't go as far as to use that term, detective. Sadly, if you still have access to the IC...
Do you know a lot about...
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I would be dealing with a group. I have. and they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field. Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some... that the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman.
The lieutenant
Odd. We haven't heard any report.
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in... Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor about a room. If you mean, did I see... Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. He was 40. Or 50.
Indeed. This matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body. What else? National...
He was, in a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it. Through the injury. They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghettos. You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position. That's wise. Our goal... I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else...
Есть что-нибудь на логику? Пера. Всего 2 очка. Ну это красная проверка, хуй бы с ней, блядь.
What? Of course. They've gone to ground. They don't have the same respect for the... You're likely to run into them eventually.
This is so embarrassing. You have no idea.
Ma'am, with all due respect, I've been around Martinez and there's a giant hulk of a man in ill-fitting clothes at the harbor gates. Mr.
Not a terribly...
And the other must be in one of the 4-story buildings overlooking...
That would afford a good vantage point. Still, I hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest. Until the executions start?
They don't report the...
Not on this matter. It's a matter of days, not weeks. I am sorry to have been the bearer of...
Чтиво лап еще один есть. Мне нужно поговорить будет с этими.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? 57.
In the cabin, you see...
Один сказали, нам уворот должен быть. О, нет. Значит, мы не можем с ним пока говорить. Давай зайдем сюда.
The tear machine stands. Your bottles clunk.
Hola, Wandering Man.
The file cabinet stands steady as ever. And whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense. It appears to be, remember Leo, Everart's shoes, special whirling borscht. Water ever up. All items on the list have been crossed out, and the note itself is crumpled.
One of his aides must have left it.
What is so special about this borscht? Code for drug, the drawer, slide.
Давайте, блядь, сразу сходим, блядь, узнаем. Хули мы. Да, ну, пока делать нечего у нас. Второй день не такой насыщенный выдался. Хотя, как сказать. Да, блядь, спустись ты. Ты что думаешь?
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Don't think so.
Silence. He takes the
fucking loincloths. Really did him in. What it means. I can tell you what this one means. Only one. Our colonel is deep in the bush here. Deep. He spent a month behind enemy lines, scouting kept villages. Nothing but fuck.
With some strange emotion. This is about to get really graphic.
Our boy. He's only a captain then, but he knows how these men think. If they don't see action soon. At dawn, he comes upon two kids, breeding in the bushes by the river. Or maybe they weren't breeding. Maybe we shot the boy. He was useless, but the girl, she was not. She was quite the entertainment. For the week she lasted, expired in the hands of Sarge Mason. The kind of guy who'd make Chief there shit his pants. God. Mason couldn't let go. Got drowned in a creek a week.
Something stirs in your stomach.
No, I was somewhere else. That's just a guess as to what this one fucking mask is getting sweaty. I want to take my mask off. But go ahead.
All right now. Freak!
On the photo in your hands, the dead man's skin is studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of...
Free flow of karma!
Don't talk to him any longer. Just leave, please.
Fucking bug. How about you?
Okay, of course.
The man's breathing. It's hard to do that when you want to beat a man into a pulp.
Так. Ну, с этим разобрались.
Looking for something?
Один должен наблюдать за перекрестком.
Everything's still cool here.
You see two lowly...
I can see you with taste for luxury of
A pair.
those sneakers.
Only? That's madness. These once...
No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. The sneakers are the stars here. Then look at them again. These are the premium lifestyle. No way, officer. These aren't for sale. They're bad speakers. Low-fi social. Well, but see, they are the pedestal for my sneakers. If I let go of the speakers, if, on the other hand, you wanted to buy the sneakers too, I could maybe throw... No way, officer! No, officer. You're a high-class policeman who accepts nothing less than the best. You do, officer. The shine on these sunglasses...
Понятно. Так что так. Что у нас по проверкам вообще для начала? И нам еще доступно. Только я очень хочу понимать, вот почему. Ладно.
You see a young man.
Not looking for any trouble, officer. There's no trouble. I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarme.
It's the god of cigarettes, and don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view of the whole thing.
Is it really that?
Like a nervous cat.
All right, but make it quick.
By God, this young man has the body of a decathlete. His lithe form was practically made for...
Occasionally. Why? No. I just like to look good. Trust me, I'm not a team player. My name?
Martin Martinez? Good local name. Let's go with that.
I can tell that you finally got him down. Thank you.
What were you doing?
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you? No, not you two.
And when did you speak to this more?
Last week? I don't know. Look.
You didn't answer the question.
It was my Sunday.
A Sunday friend. How he doesn't reply. Someone hides behind a curtain. Those windows have eyes, and those eyes are watching.
No. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
This isn't a place or time for questions. Who knows who might be watching from the distance, hidden behind. For a moment, the man on the balcony seemed...
I am sorry, but I really don't have...
But, hold on. What's that? It's a sign.
Good luck with the investigation.
Отлично. Плюс зацепка. Камушек. Интересно, что это значит.
He's gone. No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself. He could be a witness. Him or he did leave us a sign. Did you see that? He wanted to... If we find a way inside the building, we can ask around for his apartment.
A stone, like any... There's a key beneath it. Rusty.
Oh, хорошо.
This must be for the front door. Pity it doesn't have the apartment number on it. We'll just have to...
Так. Авторитет в очке, так что похуй, одеваю. Получше. В том доме кто-то есть, в другом никого нет. Блять, балкончик реально прям выходит на эту. Так. Магний. Бухлишка. Как применять его, блядь? Я вот... У меня вот, блядь, есть это бухло. Вы понимаете, как именно его применить? Ладно. Иди в сторонку ботинки.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk drawn, no reply. It's a solid lump of metal, but better whip out those cutters. You won't get very far otherwise.
Двадцатка есть, все, можно жить.
You hear someone walking around and the walking stops a poor communard from the
Do I have to open the door? Do you have a warrant?
Let's go.
Later then, entering this
Give me a moment. The cold never does any good for my bronchitis. I'm fine. Fine. Don't you worry about... Now, what...
She's the cleaning lady. She knows the floor plan and the residence.
I'm no one. If you can call it living. It's barely bigger than a closet. But I don't...
And all she gets, too. The coastal wind beats down hard on the...
Oh, you'll find plenty of Martins here. Don't you worry. Pea-brain. Someone played a trick on you. Martinez is a name for anyone who...
Oops. You really didn't get the joke.
I thought it was obvious. Anyway, officer, we don't have the witness's name.
Yes, I know.
Somewhere in the building, a child...
What's he in trouble for? Talk? He lives upstairs in room 28.
Thank you. We should go check out his...
Ask away, policeman. No one lives there. It's impossible. Maybe it's those countercultural people again. Breaking into a house. Great. Young people. They're worse than rats. You know, always littering the hallway. Oh, that one is a scientist. A future... I think he studies astrology at the community college. Something to do with all those stars. That's what I said.
The lieutenant shakes his head, as though to...
The artiste? Nothing I can do about her, She leaves an old lady.
She mumbles.
Поручиться полезный человек. Она многое знает. Отличный дом, просто шикарный.
A shift in temperature. The air chills around you. A former architect stands before a slice of window, a room plan in her hand. A cold wave has made the air in the faint pencil lines on paper depict the same place, but a missing eastern wall connects the room with the neighboring apartment. Ideas for a is read from the cold. She's it's clean and empty, with new tapestry embellishing the...
спал. Так, лут. Ой, конечно, ну. Хрен бы с ним. Так, здорово.
Ooh, the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you could do. Yeah, you got.
That smell coming from her paint bucket.
Red dyed heavy fuel oil intended for exclusive.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock. Something to think about next time you're driving around in your pretty little pig.
The lieutenant is hatred, the woman.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on a first name basis with her, are we? Pig's not half as dumb as he looks. Can't you? I haven't really. Yeah? Lying is cool, I guess. I ain't no.
Actually,
We weren't put on this earth to make.
Короче, она нихуя не знает, что здесь за человек. Еще 2 монеты. Кайф. Это самый богатый дом пока что. Ой, блядь, тут какая-то загадка будет. Не, это угольчана, это, блядь, старушка здесь. О, блядь. Я буду искренне надеяться, что это не ее деньги. У меня в любом случае деньги очень нужны.
You hear someone walking around inside.
Excuse.
Scare them. Suspected of some big crime.
Oh, come on.
that was smart.
Да, блядь. Кто-то такая.
Satisfied? My name is Marielle Charpentier, and I'm an agent with Martinez Realty. Do you want to see my ID as well? You can't legally ask for it, but why not? Want to see my...
It feels flimsy in hand, with the words Revachol Zone of Control.
Thank you. Do you have any questions? I need to be back. I need to get it ready for the next lease, but as you can see, the previous... It was some kind of a moribund old man, but that was months ago. Oh, that's another huge mess. The former tenant owes us 3 months. And again, I have no idea how stupid mistakes like this can even happen. But Ron, when he came to
So preppy. She's probably on some low grade.
a hole in the wall. Can you believe it? And then the tenant ran off with his stuff. He's gone.
The sum must have been puny.
Don't ask me what happened with the wall. I have no idea. Both apartments are now unrentable. Both, of course.
Jamais vu. Derealization.
Так. И что дает?
Jamais vu. The opposite of déjà vu. Not already seen, but never seen. Everything that should be familiar appears strange and new, like some...
Блять, крутой навык. Круто. Есть 3 очка, могу потратить еще на одну мысль. Самообладание у нас довольно легко. Так что, ладно. Три сюда. Кстати, пока у меня нет другой обуви, почему и нет? Выглядит стильно.
The luxury of fine things. Just look at those black monk straps. After spending an entire day hustling, Who beautiful things give you a remember, when they come to take it away from you, you
Здорово.
Give me a moment. I see. I hope some good people are finally going to move in. This place needs them. Yes. Well.
Your statements are too vague to comment on. What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez. It's also about that, but it's time to become a citizen of the Kingdom of Conscience. It is not a place. It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of you, yawn, you'd get there. Speaking of, history's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by... That's the genius of Dolores Day. Tisk tisk. Just because you live in the... You may never live to... What a fucking joke. Do you believe the status quo is preferable to chaos and bloodshed? Then you've never lived. Sometimes, the kingdom is difficult to come, partly because humanity will need to discard. It's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual. What you want is immaterial. The kingdom of conscience is...
Не знаю, шиза какая-то, так что нет. Так, ну там сверху мы попали. Чё, болторезом дверь нахуй.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says, the shackle...
After you.
A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns. The name...
Whoever lives here definitely share. There aren't many communists around. Not after the revolution. The White Star, the photos on the wall. I think we have broken into the...
The lieutenant raises a brow.
Thank you for sharing this wonderful opinion. There aren't many communists around.
А ну-ка. Так, ну грубой силы мне пока хватает. Круто, что есть концептуализация, но без минусов. А, она идет вместо вроде рубашки. Да. Да нет, пока что так вот. Но если вдруг нам где-то потребуется, мы можем...
That isn't just a five-pointed star. It's the star and antlers was developed in this even today, half a century after. The star and antlers to symbolize also the wreath of antlers because white gone. Gone is the glory.
Видно. Боевой дух. Так, ну там мы были, а ничего интересного там нет. Давайте еще раз на балкон. Время тоже почти вечер. Что тут за дверь? Ну, ключ. Там.
This door is made of metal and appears to be number 28.
Let's see if anyone...
No one.
Looks like the young man we are looking for. We should return tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? The smoker on the balcony. This is why we are here. Tomorrow, 9...
Damn. Turns out it's quite tricky. Remember, tomorrow, he's...
Завтра так завтра. Опять-таки, это еще одна зацепочка.
Yes? Excuse me? Detective, if I may be frank, you seem to be in a deranged state. You have trouble remembering things. Some you time? This is the police. Please do. We wouldn't want your regiment to spill over into the investigation.
Ну, по крайней мере, блядь, мы к чему-то пришли. И это круто.
The pockets of these new jeans are perfect for sticking. Hey, it's a chewing gum wrapper. It reminds you of not familiar in a good.
Второго, блядь, еще надо попытаться найти.
The payphone.
Так реально работает? Да, блядь, дают очки, да, какая экспу. Прямо.
A rusting control panel.
Oh, hey, mister. I'm not gonna bother you with a long greeting, just like... Oh, yes, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old... Oh, yes. I've been taking special whirling borscht. It's very, very good. Makes a man feel...
Power borscht, huh? Never heard of a borscht that turns little guys into dogfighters.
Yes, yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting. Oh, the whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana. Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do that.
Особо борщ, да.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair. What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any joke. You've hurt me, Harry. Me!
And gets over it in 2 seconds.
I trust you, like I trust all my friends. And I know you...
Thank you for your...
You too.
None taken. Did we have it?
Ah, yes. Your side investigation. Thank you. you've got some spirit clearing up phony drug accusations alongside this murder. I'll talk to the mayor and see if I can get you the key to the city, Harry. Now let's talk real business. I don't know what that means. You know what? Don't even tell me. Whatever it...
He sincerely has no idea what you were talking about. And he doesn't care either.
Let's hear it, Harry. It's Harry. Harry Dubois. And I can work with you, Harry. Now, family? Harry, you're not a family man. There's not one peep of... Well, yes. I'm sure you're gonna make one little... this?
I find that...
I'm afraid this is meant for union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. I'm sure you understand. Please continue, Harry. Of course, Harry. See you soon.
Ищем эту драму. Я лишь думаю, что понижает драму, но мне прямо сейчас. Давайте вкинем очко, похуй.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. Let's hear it, Harry.
As you look at the folder, Everard covers it with his hand and pets it.
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau.
He got the name from the Census Bureau, and everything else from your action.
Yes, Mr. Kitsuragi, from the Census Bureau.
That means he doesn't... A pity. The mystery of...
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay?
Хорошо, блять. С ним разобрались. Прямо, конечно, может быть, очко навыков это вкинули, но...
You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly. Why are you even trying to open it?
Because what wasn't an option? Now is not the time to get philosophic.
You attempt. To your left, the lieutenant can...
Сюда, в принципе, можно свалить. Тут прям сильно интересного не будет. Так, ну, в принципе, день хорошо у нас введен. Давайте спросим про уборщик.
Oh, look. It's the cop who turned me into a bad person.
Похоже. Однако. Такс. Там стрипье. Ой. Кажется, не хочется. Ну. Ты.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
Speak Revacholian? We speak Suren.
The cook is still...
Good thing he didn't understand a word of your stupidity.
The mention of mañana Gets is it? The man says a couple of sentences in that strange, just one word. Sounds quick.
Boars need more vodka? Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy.
Of course, vodka. Now, turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg. He smiles, nodding vigorously, then pours half a bottle of vodka into the pot. He smiles and nods enthusiastically and, chattering away in his language,
Как их, блядь, применить? Секунду. Понял, блядь, как применять, все отлично.
I've got nothing to say. I am not.
You could be, Liz.
Even a mod?
He's right. With a face like that, she could be on the cover of Le Debutante International. The cold look in her eyes. It's not her. She's not a hardy girl. Definitely.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are. Oh, dear. I'm not sure where to begin. Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are... Oh, well, he's a bit...
The lieutenant pulls...
One other thing. He'll likely have all kinds... We'll be celebrating our... We hit it off, and... Well, here we are.
She's skipping over some important parts.
I hope I've been useful.
Can I help you? Got the 20 real? Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another...
How could anyone forget?
Спасибо, блядь. Похуй. Так. Берем фонарик сюда. Маркировку сюда. В принципе, блядь, на сегодняшний день продуктивненьким, да. Этим нужно вроде шар до буля будет найти. О. Сколько там нам с ним сидеть? О, смотрите, сколько тут. Сейчас. Пум-пум. Катушку надо найти.
The worn and beat.
We can.
You can revisit the bench.
If you don't mind, please put the flashlight away. Some of us have photonic sensitivities. I do appreciate it. Hello, hello. Let me... Sure thing. Maybe. Shady looking guys came in here. They went their way. It was a trip.
Wait, then it might...
Maybe Claire really is tracking down you.
People as oleaginous as Everard seem like they're lying.
Sure, man. Sure. Let me have a look. I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment. Another time, perhaps.
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps. The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has...
Yes, officer. It was brought...
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property. You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
700
A bargain? No, it's not. He's trying to sweet-talk you into buying trash.
There's also the matter of rewiring. But the most important transformation is the light's placement among ordinary indoor fixtures, which has a...
The boombox's weight on the shelves
is the Harman Welshie W2, made in Vespa, designed in Seoul.
You see rows of toys, big men on big...
Franco-Nigerian knights. I used to be very serious about these guys.
They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold...
This is what the loyalists look like, yes, at first.
Which ones? Ah, royalist soldiers from the time of the revolution.
This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few have right...
You're probably talking about the... I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win. I don't like either set very much.
Сложно, блядь, знаете?
A crumpled billboard reading, Samurai, whatever it is. The boy on the bill... A crumpled billboard reading, Samurai. Judging by the size of the impact and the parallel lines of burnt rubber, the cause was probably a motor vehicle. These look like the same tire tracks I saw earlier. Side slip marks indicated that the vehicle was traveling up the... The black marks on the roof indicate that the vehicle vaulted from the crater to the roof. The panel served as a... The vehicle soared through the air, hitting the billboard. The sign broke, the vehicles fall into the canal. Still speeding, the vehicle made a... There are two good candidates. It's about the right size. And the type, very sturdy but light motor carriage. You'd have to follow the tracks to be sure. The lieutenant...
Нихуя себе, я крут.
Any theories about what happened here? What kind of car do you think it was? That's quite likely, from what I can tell. Oh. The traffic hooliganism? I hope not. Fortunately, we are not traffic cops. Should we get back to the murder?
Somewhere in the depths of your alcohol-addled soul.
The tip-top tourney champion?
The lieutenant, patient.
Jumping canals at night? In conclusion, it's a colorful theory, but I don't believe Jacob Irv did this. Should we go? If we must.
Чё лишний квест не стоит? Так. Вот почти еще один левелап надыбали. Идем купим сишки, покурим. На этом день можно завершать.
A colorful
Again, I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes. The pale-aged vodka is special, I guess. It's stored in pale for a couple of years, which makes it, you know.
Don't worry your pretty little head about it.
I mean, I already...
Substances give powerful bonuses to your main stats at the cost of damage. Use medication, like Nosafed and magnesium, to counteract the negative effects of substances. Note.
No, Frit only sell... Huh? Speed.
Of course not.
What's the point if they don't even sell the good drugs?
Here you go, mister.
Это дает нам возможность сделать проверки на интеллект. Круто. Сука, кто ты, блядь, ко мне нужно? Отвечаем, давайте. Боже. Как тебя зовут?
Right to work!
Я иду. Понятно, дальше ты. Что еще раз?
Hola, wandering man.
Там головомор. И... Я просто не понимаю, вот у них есть, у некоторых одни имена были, у некоторых другие.
The unpromising race pupil returns. There it is, a brave little arm. You picked the best one. This soldier is fat and get a load of this rock and roll cop hair, people. Johnny Thunder. Thick, warm smoke gets sucked down into your lungs. Immediately, you feel a warm nostalgia fill your head, body.
In the bottom right corner of the screen, there's a cigarettes button.
Что на риторику? Так, для начала контейнер. Аля, блядь. Что? Попытка не пытка.
You're back before the cargo container. Its draw has not lessened, and as
Так, слева мы не можем? Ой, почему? У меня что-то еще, что ли, риторику убавляет? Стоп.
Yes?
Бегом, пока баф действует. Секунду. Это немножко экспы даст. Тебя зовут? Имя.
Is this about the question?
Полезно. Дальше.
coming.
Save the economy? That sounds off.
Haven't you heard, officer? We've got to be economically conscious. Recycle your... Look around. Is this really the economy we want to leave to our children? And what? Oh. Look, man. I'm not into...
You find your...
Economical, but also trendy. Look firsthand.
The speakers below.
The shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% gap. Oh, very interesting.
This is how a sea monster sees the world.
Wow, and they can be yours for a mere 3 real. My regular customer.
The lieutenant.
You look like a musician. Like a blind musician. But you could do worse. Take them if you want.
A man who knows.
Возьмем. В принципе, нормально.
Hello again, sir.
Есть на нее проверки? Только на самообладание. Или презанция. Красный Мартин.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biography.
Slither up to her, you silver-tongued thief.
Are you sure? Don't think I haven't seen Charlotte. You're no paradetective.
You look like one. Hey now, hey. The lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. He silently picks...
How do you...
Here we go.
Блять.
You're part Simonese.
Black.
But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help her?
Oh, certainly so, ma'am.
If you promise, good officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you... Thank you, sir.
Do not act surprised. You know of these things, sire.
You have? The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw... Yes, some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the end... Oh, and please do return to me.
Unbelievable dark. What you discover? Probably just some off...
Отлично. С этим разобрались.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here. Because, you see, this wall is sublime. Look at it. All the other walls on all the... Oh, wall father. Huh? He sounds... Cindy the Skull has all the necessary materials. To...
If you must.
По интеллекту прошлись прям нормально, нормально.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Of course. Excuse...
For about...
It was taken with a frigate not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more...
Her mouth is relaxed.
Sorry. I was trying to see if I could... I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have close. Port cities. This is an Orinese map of the waterways. A sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the dollar. The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Preto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoal.
The old world.
You said you can...
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning. Is there anything else I can help you with? You're back. Good.
She's not even asking you anything. It's so easy.
Did you now? What sort of... The strike brew? That's a classic. Why, if I may ask?
Yes, detective. What were you hoping to accomplish with this strange thing?
Very curious.
Truly. But that's how he operates. He just does things.
What else? Of course, detective. You can always drop by later. Should some more lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day.
97.
Go ahead. Ask me anything.
What is all of
What world?
the camera of her mind glide?
Great bodies of water. Forest-covered surf. There is a term of Elysium. It does. A term of hatred that originates like many Oh. You want to... Great things are difficult to... We used to think it was a sphere.
ORG.
There's a steadily increasing... Yes. Pale covers 72% of the surface. There are grey flares and prominences, even arcs above
A cold fear seeps into you.
They say there is a rarefied envelope of matter surrounding the darkened disk of our planet. That is, if we are still living on a planet. Or, to speak more... I am sorry, dear. It must sound quite terrifying, but this is one of the greatest questions of our time. Maybe when they get the complete set together, it will... I don't know about... But yes.
She does not seem convinced that you'll be fine. If anything, she's...
You may have... It's like the crowning of the world. It's insane. Very disco. You'd love it. See? Everyone...
The cold seeps into you. Suddenly, you're conscious of yourself standing there, on whatever. The lieutenant observes you both, silently. He adjusts his glasses.
The pale is...
Yes. Also, I think we...
Of course, Lieutenant. Let's try something else. I don't think your colleague would appreciate... Let's continue with something else, all right?
You could sneak back later when the lieutenant is not here, unless you can convince him to step aside. Good idea.
Fine.
See?
Are you sure you're sure?
Mm-hmm.
Your colleague seemed adamant.
Listen.
Okay. The pale is the most dominant geological feature, achromatic, odorless, featureless. The pale is the enemy of matter and life. It's difficult to describe, or even... The further into pale you travel, the steeper the degree of suspension, right down to the mathematical. Numbers stop working. No one has yet passed the number... Oh, it is so... It is possible to force dimensions on the pale, but it is still hard for humans to navigate the pale without getting lost, or having our... extensively. Some say the damage stems from extreme sensory depth. They call it the blend...
Who says and who argues?
The logical positivist... It feels terrible. Absolutely terrible. International standards.
It's more for her. Way more.
No, nameless detective of the Citizens Militia. I am a member of the... Up to my gills, officer. The pale out... What do you think, detective? Precisely. One of the... An intuitive conclusion of that development is that one day the pale will cover everything. Most people, I suggest you. It doesn't look like you're doing the same. Yes. Is this the first time you're hearing this? Do you really not remember anything? Then tell me, what do you think of the Pale? You really didn't know. This does not spell good for the investigation, Detective. If you don't, I hope so. You have me.
Good. You have not passed out from it. Perhaps I worried for nothing. Are we still in the reality
Ким, это же просто
lockdown?
пиздец какой-то. Ой, ладно. Так, фишки еще действуют 7 минут. Одна. Что у нас еще есть? Гастон Мартин. Я не помню, кто такой Гастон Мартин. Зеркало как минимум стоит попробовать. Просто если Гастон это этот... Что тебе? Его. Ладно, опыт качается, это главное. Навыка просто больше на сегодняшний день нет, но терпимо. Ты же вроде Гастон.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. I love that. Yes?
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in...
Было показано, что... Да ладно. И... Что это такое? А, ну это этот. Пока можно попытаться уболтать, чтобы он денег дал. Давайте, кстати, попробуем. Пули лишними будет. Потом... Гарту.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Start with a little comp...
Oh,
After all...
an invest?
Or you could not make this about corruption and go with something even wilder.
Fair point. You 10 real is a bargain for that kind of investment.
Десятка сюда. Половина завтрашнего. Аванс. Так, все. О, стишки еще действуют. Что где-нибудь? Кто такой Гастон? Я серьезно не помню, кто это, блять. Это этот чел, что ли? Я помню, это тренинг, да.
The mere sight of police in Martinez makes me feel safer already. How?
A man so principled about his sandwich. Too late. Daddy's already fighting the bad fight. Make it stick. Say, whoa, easy there, Goldmouth. He doesn't have to say anything. Re-engage cop mode and bail out, if you like.
What?
I am not going to listen.
Huh?
I really don't understand how my sandwich could... I would...
Tell this lost comrade what the people's sandwich would be like. Distill the essence of the working man in a sandwich. The skepticism emanating from the Merry Senior could be sensed all the way to the Seminine Isles.
You're describing prison food, officer. I like different, better food. Fine dining, not jail time. Oh, sweet.
Do not defile her memory, Gaston. Let her rest in peace.
She died of pneumonia. René and I were both
died.
Departed. Until the very end she couldn't decide.
A quick grimace of pain passes over René's features, but he immediately regains control.
We knew her, all right. She was...
And then you stole her from me.
Oh, officer. It already got a...
You stole her from me.
Well, technically, you stole her from me, because we'd been pretty close ever...
We were just boys then. No point starting this all over again. For the thousandth and the...
She could never make up her mind about anything. She was always leaving one of us for the other, but never long enough to... Heck, technically...
You always confused her. Couldn't let us be happy. So...
He suddenly remembers you.
Of course, officer. Memories are all we have left. Let me think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week. No.
Then help them, you wimp. You have plenty of shoulder with the ghost caviar.
He means caviar.
I wish I...
Odd. He doesn't seem to be lying, but...
I'm not...
Of course he's holding back. His mouth...
Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, René? I'm not anyone impotent in the Union. Everyone in Martinez knows the Clare brothers.
Gymnasium.
What do you know about history?
The old soldier mumbles something. There he stands.
Let's try not to get caught in a crossfire.
Oh, in many ways, yes. Like an honorary member. I attend meetings, not in the technical sense. I don't have a
So that's what it was before. Him hiding something. He tries to make it look like he's a big deal in the Union, and now the illusion...
Of course he's not a member. He's not a... I hate this socialist rabble. But even siding with them is better than living your entire life on the...
Writing work mostly. Oh, nothing official.
Well, he tells his little pen...
I don't even consider myself a regular socialist. Politics is not really something I involve myself in, officer. I believe...
Come on.
No,
Понятно.
I like playing in the dark. There's nothing for you to understand here. It is not her death you are investigating. I was 22 when I returned from King. I won her back.
You were like a dark cloud sucking the joy out of every living thing. Those days and memory...
The old soldier says nothing, but when his glance quickly runs over Gaston's face, there's an odd look in his eyes.
Ну вот жалко, блин. Правильно. Делает, что может. Лапчик есть. Давайте оденемся. То есть стандартный костюм.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers. There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it. You see ahead the door, a challenge. The steel doesn't even tremble. Now you're okay. It was a challenge, and you failed. The door, a challenge. You're right. The door looks...
Так.
Crinkled chewing gum wrapper. Good question. Drawn by regret. Stop before you hurt yourself. You carefully fold the wrapper into the front of this quarterly because Friesel was incompetent. To your disappointment, no advert. After right, the magazine is divided, comrade. But perhaps, so please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary...
What do you expect? It was laying around.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table, unsurprised, you skim. Finally, this must be Gaston's handiwork. The writer, G. Martin, remarks you flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you. It takes you leave. The main feature, though, is a long essay titled The Actual. If you don't follow it, you only ever hear it. You think instead, where to even start? For one, there's the crass commercialism of its sponsorships. Oddly enough, there's no way. Have you ever met anyone named Exilus? Undercap. Thus, and that at the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 750,000. You see, one cannot avoid the conclusion that Tip-Top Tourney is...
I can safely say the thought had never crossed my mind, Detective. I'm sure if I had...
You flip back to the front. This section, you all... Whoa. Bear wrestling. Flip back to... It seems, according to this extremely credulous account, Uncle Sport, based on the... It's quite, according to the SRV's Ministry of Information, the program has been a tremendous... That's very much the idea. President, you flip back to... The edges of the page, the jacket cop, he is ambushed. You open his arms whirling like windmills. Berserker rage burns in his man from here. The steel a passage, thine spell. I have grand plans in the final to find out the jacket cop. He is ambushed. You open his arms whirling. Berserker rage burns. The edges of the...
Ты меня не оставишь, пока? Давай, съебывай. Теперь самое важное. Во-первых, давай я постучим.
The door is still. You should punch a fucking... The murmur... The man is decomposing. The body is... You're going to need to...
Whoa. Yeah, fuck it to...
It's not completely useless. It feels like the leg is going to come off along with the boot, but you're able to get the boot to move a centimeter. This is the right method. It takes some time, but eventually...
Look, he's skinning the fucker up good. How?
The legs look like they've been clawed at by wild and yes, these didn't the whirling have a kitchen? These boots were hopefully you will know who they belonged to. The size seems about right. You've seen too much.
Да.
All around you, the spring thaw, looking up at the sky, grey sky, humid, sheets of rain, the ruins of the sky, urban coastline, coal city. Your hair is an oil. These spring thaw will not last. The winter will return to Revachol.
Еще экспа немного. Поньку, но мы, блядь, качаемся. Сейчас время.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling.
Блядь, я вообще заметил. Так. Опанчики.
This industrial, getting the corpse residue out of these boots is going to require patience and also a huge pot full of boiling water, soap. A commercial pot draws your attention. There is a variety of soaps and bleaches in the cabinet to the left of the stove. There is also a bottle of white vinegar in the cabinet next to the fridge. The delicious... All right now, chef. Light up the stove and boil them. The strong smell of vinegar forces you to step away from the pot. The strips of polymer fabric and human tissue separate from the lining of the boots. The boots look cleaner and cleaner. Those bits of human flesh are beginning to just like beef stew. That's it, chef. The boots are as clean as they're going to get. Steam dense with the smell of strange meat disappear. A pair of real beauties. The boots are shiny, hot, and reek of vinegar. Just perfect.
Пушка. Авторитет +2. Можно ложиться спать.
The bed is still cold from the broken window, and not too. The bed is still cold from the.
Here we are again, my broken bud. The way you're not cooperating. It's your disgusting body. Even through.
And there's a lot of it, ever present in your organs. It's like every one of them has their own nasty song to sing.
There's no dignity here. Only reflection. You're just stuck here. Sure you do.
At least they're interesting.
What do you think you're doing right now? Coming to some.
Let it.
But it never.
Хуйня.
You look down at the white ceramic sabatons hugging your arches and calves. The hardened vitreous enamel, at once sleek and light, adds a glow to your cheeks and a spring to your It may be a while before you remember. This is a highly specialized kinetic redistributor meant to, for the day you have to fight someone covered in the same.
Что мысль? Броня, блядь, я думаю, это хороший вообще вариант. Как минимум.
Yes? Okay. Congratulations. That must have taken an enormous concerted effort. Considerable ingenuity. Sure. Anyway, did you want something? Related to police work?
It's you again. What is it?
Это так долго, блядь. Я могу сейчас посмотреть в окно?
Behind the dock workers.
Не время.
It's you again. What is it? Yeah.
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
Nervous, snickering. There's a rush of adrenaline.
This is what happens if...
Let them come. The Hardy Boys are...
You heard the man. Right here. Yeah.
The mood is on the rise. They're feeling confident, ready to punch out the whole...
We got weapons of our own. We got Ester 50s. I guess we're gonna see, aren't we? Yeah. Like you've been up against. You haven't even seen the whole suit, right? I've seen the... What do you mean? Okay. No, they won't.
All he means...
No wonder you cops get shot to shit every day. Can't go to war with an attitude.
Даже так авторитета не хватает, сука. Чё по поводу проверок? Фиолетово прям, конечно, до хера чего есть.
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons. List.
Так, ну начало. Нам на юг.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist? Sorry, sir. I still haven't heard back from the database. 57.
In the cabin, a rusting control panel. You grab the handle and pull. The water lock starts moving.
Чудно. Конечно, сделали.
Okay, if we ever need to get to the coast, then this is the way.
Focus on one thing.
Я хочу путешествовать. Это как минимум экспа. Мне нужно качиваться, чтобы... Не. Мне ради денег мне нужно брать. 20-очку, блин. Наберу, там уже посмотрим. Так. Во-первых, я могу открыть. Почему-то так до хера магния, а все как-то мало. Дело. Оба!
Rust peels off the bent iron posts.
In this yard, someone thought they could have a summer house in a bloc obscure. For cheap. It did a black block. A part of the city left and practically, it's not an official term in any way, but look around. No sewage, broken power lines, crime, yes. And you picked it up because you're a post-up.
It's not meant as nagging.
We should move.
Я сначала здесь возьму. Так, у нас вот она, собственно, авария это. Опа. Да.
A banged up motor
Деньги.
lies half submerged in the icy water, slowly sinking into the... It must be cold and lonely down there.
It appears to be so. I agree. We should definitely...
You get a sudden sinking feeling. Why the doom and gloom? It's just a sunken motor carriage. Some motor carriages are bound to end up in the sea. The logo is too deep in the murky water. You can't make it out.
The ice hasn't closed around the vehicle yet.
The motor carriage is properly stuck in the ice. Getting it out would require a team of... Your mocking tone finds no response, but the motion of the waves.
Yes, yes. Clearly, this is...
You're mocking...
I did not.
You're mocking...
Yes, yes.
You're mocking tone...
Yes. Let's wait for the low tide and see what... I don't know. An hour or two?
As you sit down and nothing but the sound of seagulls high above in the sky, echoing like the tune. The lieutenant gives you two birds on a wire. With the wind blows, in the clouds pass in the sky, and the shadow of the sun moves like the hour hand on a... Looks like this might take a while. Time to present a good topic for discussion.
I believe it's following a pattern set millions of years ago by...
Clouds on the horizon grow darker, and the shadow of the swing set keeps climbing. You hear the distant rumble of the city. 30 minutes pass.
Luckily, I am already a member of an independent organization, and therefore do not have to choose.
Your voice echoes on the water, strange and out of place in the environment. 30 more minutes pass.
Detective, I've been able to make out the mark ever since. It is a simple and rugged machine. Favored, yes, 41. What do you think it stands for? But it could also be the number of a police.
A massive pit opens up in your... You feel like you're about to faint and fall off the swing. Oh God, Harry. Oh God, Harry. What did you do? No. Just nope. Say no to this, Harry.
I'm afraid so, yes. It looks like you started in front of the whirling, jumped over the canal, and then rode your vehicle.
Нахуй я сюда пошел.
Of whom? I don't...
Probably. Try definitely.
That is very unlikely. You'd be lucky to find one undamaged component in there. In a few well, not cheaper. This motor carriage costs 40,000 real. But in the long run, it still makes more sense to buy a new machine than try to refurbish this. Let's face it, this is a substantial loss to your district's budget. I mean, my station only has 4 other vehicles in addition. Detective, we don't. A rescue operation really. I'm afraid it will have to be there like that for many years. Look at it. Parts of it might be salvageable. But people are more valuable than machines. Training a police...
People, yes. But not you. The lieutenant. There is also a 4th, more precious than the gun. The badge and the motor carriage combined. Lost forever.
You can still whistle. Besides, the night...
Очко, блядь.
Yes. Let's go take a look.
О, сука. Ну ладно, это было вообще не зря. Просто, ну, какой вот у меня трепет. Трепет у меня и так там хватает, и, кажется, не вижу особо у него. Так. Но самое важное. Да.
A police badge on which you see the photo of a man.
At least something good came out of all this.
Encased between 2 durable plastic, you see a photo. The man keeps winking at you. 8, maybe 10 years. The guy in the picture is rather good. What do you think? His face is already... It looks like you don't be fooled. The bad times have already begun. The badge in your hand.
Harrier. That's long for Harry. So you are Harry. Evrard was half right. Probably not a lot of people know your full name. Whoever told him you're Harry Dubois didn't. It's a wartime name. Revolutionary.
It's meant to... From bullets, hunger, shrapnel, kidnappings, and worse.
Please to make your...
The badge in your hand.
Lieutenant W. Freighter. The lieutenant is a rank above sergeant and below captain. It's the highest rank. The title of Freighter is added to your rank when you decline a promotion to a higher... There are many reasons one would do this. The rank above you in your precinct's décomptage might be taken. Or sometimes promoted officers do not want to replace... And sometimes they just prefer the type of police work available to their current rank. In your... Yes, apparently you've had a rather successful career in the past, and this leads me to believe maybe your current situation... Good. Décomptage is the hierarchy. The lowest rank is junior officer, usually teenagers. Then there are the patrol officers. Then kings like satellite officers and the additionally a freighter rank.
The long and short of it is, you're his superior.
No, I've been putting up with you because despite it matters more than driving your motor carriage into the sea.
He trusts you, for now. Such a small yet precious...
That's just the serial number. Revachol, Jamrock, Precinct 41, with some number 4 months ago. I'm guessing that's when you were promoted. A new badge usually comes with a new rank. You seem...
The pain in your chest tells you the case created a lot of edge. You have to... A lot can happen in 4 months. Especially in winter.
Yes, it's the designation of your precinct. 41. Like mine says 57. The 50... It's a tough station to work in. You have all of Jamrock to cover. That district should have 3 precincts. But then again, it's a legendary district, and a hell of a station too.
He knew all those people. All the badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light.
Все, удостоверение есть. Конечно, есть небольшое очко.
There's no way to listen to the tape without a word, but even just holding the tape. A pawn shop. A pawn shop.
Так, ну тут мы были. Хорошего утра. Есть удостоверение? Осталось найти только пушку. Оп. Тут их в грамме. Еще что-то было, нет? Видимо, шиза уже. Сюда. Пожалуйста, штаны. Королевство совести, сука. Я отклонил эту хуйню. Что скажешь?
These are some wonderfully regular pants. Not too tight, not too... I know you do. These inter-Easter you're a little more moralist now, buddy.
Ну, вот эта политика, это пока что единственное, что меня вот...
The worn and beaten...
We can...
You can revisit.
Боссы. Оп, тапки нормальные. Требуется восприятие. Блин, ну, то, что одежда, вот бонусы дает прям. И я просто уже достал такой небольшой комплект, то есть я могу резко в желтую, либо еще в какую.
Anything I can help you with?
You've great.
Men with authority have their quirks. Comes with never. So what brings you here, Lawbringer? A fishing village on the seashore. The sign on the street leading here is illegible. Has been since they built this place. The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker. I think I have time for questions. Let's see. I don't think I know what these are. Care to... Aha! Like snow. Two odd guys have been wandering around here. Nose in sand. I don't really know. Further down the peninsula, I guess. I mean, that's where they were heading. Well, how can I assist you then, officer? Like I said, fish mostly. I sell them. Sometimes I also walk to the beach to see what the sea has given up. Wood, pieces of glass. Every once in a while we see bottles, drugs also. Lost cargo in general.
All right. Major choice moment. You only get to ask one thing. It would be weird to say them all. Mines. Mines. You need mines.
Well, you're barking under the wrong tree then, officer. I have no interest in floaters. Seen enough of them in my life. Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of story. It's to intimidate folks, mostly. Not really. I know some basic...
But not when you're in a tight spot.
Guns are expensive. From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. What makes you think that goes from...
That does. Coach means the expression.
Sure. It looks as if you could face down any horror in the world with that same No, I'm afraid not. Tempting to confiscate the blade I used. Some went to patch their wound. Guess.
If it is, then...
Gone. To the waves. The sea took him. Who knows? Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss...
She really likes those muscles, though. It's in the way she pronounces sinewy.
Us working life didn't really...
This is neither a touchy nor a very... She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better, drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action.
Sure is. The sun... Hi?
No, ma'am. We have no quarrel with sunny days.
Good.
There's a moment's silence.
In time, when the sea...
Waves wash the sand. A skiff moves.
Блять. О, сука. Чё, одежда? Деньги плохо. Деньги тоже неплохо. По крайней мере, мы нашли бабос, нашли одежку неплохую, удостоверение. Это, кстати, означает, что я раньше 3-го дня бы удостоверения в жизни не нашел, потому что, блядь, я как...
Welcome to the field.
Then how does she know you're here?
I still have a golden ear. Come. Oh, welcome, please.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
Oh, of course. Last time we saw you around here was 12 years ago.
12 лет назад.
Wish you did. But still, in Martinez, you're considered... No, not you personally. He was boarding, needed some help up...
She says it as if he was on some kind of spiritual retreat.
Oh,
That's you, all right. A black hand.
Maybe they are because you're an ill omen. But you're still welcome here. I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor carriage. And not a lot of how... Ah, look at me ramble on. Just us. It's barely. This is pretty much a known place.
The place is so pornographically poor, it's not even funny.
The lack of wealth.
Riddles.
Sometimes it's. Oh. It seems to be a common theme. Isn't that what people always think when they are lost? Over there, you can find.
Between here and
An old military. After the war, it was turned into a goodwill. Now the area is crisscrossed with names. The goodwill ran out. The staff here for you, no officer.
undercarts, boats, in little boxes. It's not hard.
Well, and then there's the drunks. Not a pretty sight. Lillian is tough. Sooner or later, you'll see for
She nods, rinsing.
me. Now it's your turn. Quite a handle you got there. So many, not much. Something.
So,
No, we've tried. Before you get to the church, I don't know of note. The old fish market up on the board, no one. That's why it's now. What catch we do bring in goes straight in. What? You're used to, and now you know everything there is to know about it.
Nationhood. The Revacholian state will be a serene place. You should get a drink. A beautiful, serene place of mystery and peace. It will not be a place for women to infect with their frailty and hysterics, or where the Seminese will be allowed to wear their pants around their ankles. All of
Теперь бухать вообще выгодно получается. Да ладно. Что?
Hello, mister.
She clutches a small stuffed animal. Occasionally, she twirls it around.
Oh.
where did you get...
Found them when Lemmy and I were playing hide and seek.
She doesn't want you to think she stole them.
I hid them. The twins were...
We're going to need those gloves.
Oh. They're in my sandcastle. Behind our house. Under the sand. You can break the castle. Yes! I am. That's nice. My mom is great. It's a growl!
You might be able to get on Gart's good side if you replace the broken scooter you almost certainly broke.
I don't know. Sure. Just go and get it.
Alright. You just need to grab it from the ceiling and...
It's Lammy.
Lambie is a stuffed lamb that...
Yes. Lammy has lived a long life. Lammy was a... Yes! Bye!
Чучело птицы. 13 стоит, хуй.
The scruffy-haired little boy, the other one, looks indistinguishable from him. This one,
Lily's our mom.
the other one, the stone kicking isn't even of very high caliber. Anyone can do that.
Yes. Yes.
It doesn't look like he knows what that means.
Ах, отлично.
Weather has not been kind to Lily's little sandcastle. The once mighty towers are quick. The walls and floors give way.
Congratulations. That's the gauntlets down then.
Fairweather T500. Remember that weakness you were looking for in the ceramic armor? Like, maybe it can only stop small, fast projectiles, but a large, slow-moving pry bar would shatter it? Or, if I...
А сама мысль, она что-то еще дает? Нет, минусов вообще нет, кайф. Пока так сделаем, так снимем. Спать недалеко, конечно, забрались.
A metal payphone under a yellow. You hear the tone. The machine is in operation. Calling. Still, this feels end of tone.
Pierre, is that you, Pierre? So nice of you to find the time to call me. It gets so lonely. Are you sure?
Her voice is drowned. You get a sinking feeling. It makes you look. Someone has left an unidentifiable on its streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you. It's a guano-encrusted jacket.
Печальненько, блядь, конечно, зрелище. Ты кто такой?
The smell. It's awful and familiar. Don't you recognize it? That it is something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. The lieutenant.
Eyes up, detective.
A man lies on the boardwalk. His limb, half of his body has slipped between the cracked.
Hold on. Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is has been...
Calm now. Carefully. He's wearing. You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into...
Good. We should take a look at that library card.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal. You have to be quite inebriated to fall that bad. Well over. His expression is dull, like the height, 170 to 175. There's some dried blood on the metal. Be very, very careful where you step here. A dried chunk of blood.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you? Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of...
They screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to... A .75 liter to its mid-market spirits with a...
Tear all around us.
Grabowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaf, the blackness of...
He ate the whole pack, right? I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum. It's always...
The entire boardwalk.
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. But that's just a lazy...
At least this man knew how to party. Imagine the same scene without the bottle. Now that would be just sad.
And he was... But let's try to not run ahead. Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it... Oh yes. Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning. But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure. What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a near... They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the... Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is... It does seem to be a pretty straightforward... From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads. A field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death... I'd say we should just write down head trauma in the autopsy report and leave it at that. It would... Good call. The guys at processing can take care of the rest. Alright, we should first examine the library card you found. Then we can call the station.
There's some tear. An empty... Two empty...
A tragedy.
Whoever took Red Astra is the black market version of Astra cigarettes, known for their high tar content.
Понятно, понятно.
You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup.
Что задание, господи. Классно. О, нет.
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a...
No. I won't even try. You know, I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad. Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works.
You see,
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Tran Heilostam. You must be Kim Kiturag.
Nice to meet you.
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio.
the man speaks in the art of...
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I...
Wow, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after...
Aha! But it's not... What not a lot of people know is, this used to be the R&D...
Hold on. What's R&D?
Apologies, it's an acronym. You're probably more familiar.
Mea culpa. You are not familiar with that one either. This man is a bookhead. It looks old.
That's not surprising. They started out as a... Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. It was here in Martinez, an elegant folding mechanism of rollers and Ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home, which is a feat of engineering, even today's giants. Indeed.
The revolution!
Unfortunately, the moonshot project never made it to the market.
Революционное
Feld's move to
правительство.
Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets, and all of this was built by Feld, even a boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld? Yes, they even built...
A pleasure.
Yes. To lure in their star engineer. They used them for military communications. But also to write and send out press releases. What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the...
A short-lived legislative foundation.
It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer... I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has...
Buckle up.
10 years ago...
Wait. Did he... He did it. He said, Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center. Like it's the most... What the hell is a... This is all ninsy-pinsy garbage for sissy people.
The Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center for Contemporary Art. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's...
Actually, I think there is.
In fact, I'm not. The Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in... But perhaps...
Made of black film and folding tape structure.
Хорошо.
Even one would be very useful. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionary set. Yes, the official name of the prototype. Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't. But of course, what else? No, thanks to...
А вдруг мы найдем что-то? А? Должны найти. Игра же, блядь. А вы, походу, криптозоологи. Здорово, ребят.
Here we go. Nice and easy. No.
There's a cylinder on the ground in which...
Who's there?
Is that the...
Don't worry, Gary. I'll handle it. To what do I owe the pleasure? Of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damn water lock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the A81. You broke the water lock with a motor carriage, but there was a billboard in the canal. Not a vehicle. It said Samaran Butter. Why? Scientist.
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes, Gary.
Sir.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Well, first of all, it's damn difficult to find, which is a good question. Being a and I suspect it may have also developed other specialized... It's my hypothesis that it has evolved certain but I cannot describe how these defenses work, much less how... I'm expecting it to be quite giant.
Seems puny, to be honest.
Typical rookie assumption. Even simply catching a glimpse of the Insulindian phasmid would be the apex of...
Would be glory itself.
Very little, I'm sorry to say. Not yet.
Just out of curiosity, if there's...
I know it's real, by which I mean, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly. Yes, it's the first credible sighting in several decades. I have to resist the thought. Such an extraordinary creature is...
He means asexual reproduction. The females of the species don't need to mate to produce viable eggs. This makes...
Yes, Insulindian... Well, they may not look impressed. Yes. Simple. Attracted by the locusts. At least, that's the intention. The net isn't a... Locusts. Nearly all known...
Inside the traps, a number of locusts...
They'll work, I assure you. The predatory hypothesis...
The traps do seem to be deftly and thoughtfully...
Yes. What? By woman? You mean my wife, I assume? I will return to her. My wife understands that just as well as...
Come on, Morale.
And leave the traps.
Come on. She wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nut.
Of course it's important to her. She's seen it.
She's seen it?
Yes. That's how we first... Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian phasmid together. No, no, no. The trap...
He's dead set on this. I could go for some trap setting.
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer. Yes, indeed. Both require... There are 4 in total. One is to the south, on this little peninsula. Another we set in Land's End. The third is set near the canal. You should check at least one of those before returning to this one. Since...
That seems like a lot. Do we really have time for this extracurricular event? Is it?
Bring it to me at once.
He's not comfortable with the possibility that you'll claim the find, but he's lying about this even to himself.
That's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do... Oh, it's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite a wise choice.
This is the smell of dying.
I hope you're not buying this. He dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious like holy water.
It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real today.
Right.
Finally, someone's...
Thank you for your help. Gary and I will start...
If it's more cryptid-related business... But what if the information... What about his eager-to-leave friend Gary there?
I've just always like... It's not...
Your nerve endings tell...
Agree. No.
Это ладно, это не так интересно.
Interesting. Something for later. This close call.
Yes?
Так, 12 дня. Главное, чтобы набрали денег достаточно. Прям.
Hello, Yellow Man.
The Lieutenant, Yellow Man. That sounds awfully...
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization. I like nature.
Degenerates. This man respects authority too much. To see the truth inscribed upon thine own visage. Pretend thou art a paragon of virtue.
I've been tempted on occasion, but some...
He pronounces Revocon with a hard K, unlike other people.
I like to pronounce...
He winks at you, trying to relay some hidden message. It's a secret rite, a very fringe nationalist garbage. You're a true patriot, and you know how it's said. The Seren way, the fine way, with an elegant...
My mug? Why would you think that? Oh, no, that's not... Why would I be calling to a broken mug? Okay, okay. You're not going to find me, are you? Whew. I don't...
What did you do?
Nothing.
Here we go. Start pumping that sweet info.
Как знал.
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services, so I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. I'm sorry, okay?
Disgraced. No need for the...
He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't answer.
Officer, please. I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him. Then I came out to clean up the rags because no one else would. I put... Okay. I was...
Right. It was just...
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Armor? No.
An infant could see he's not telling the truth, but he's too scared to admit more wrongdoing.
I hope I could help your investigation, in my small way. Not many Sealites.
Do you remember how, when we met Measurehead and I said the next racist will be a really good one? Well, this is that racist.
I don't know who that is, but all I meant... No, no problem at all. No.
There probably is a follow-up to this, but you can't think of any. Does...
Итак, самообладание сюда. Что у нас еще есть? О, к сожалению. Давай-ка, блядь, спросим про
officers.
Is he? He's looking comfortable enough. Maybe it was just beads. Sounded like beads. But what kind of beads might a man like Gary be hiding beneath his clothes?
You wouldn't be able to hear if you would. Please excuse my
Of course. Of course.
Очков навыков у нас есть на совладание? Есть. Да. Еще раз.
Hear that? Magnesium. The magnesium levels in your blood are dangerously low. It's about the low magnesium levels and not the high. Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically... You need to get so magged up. You've probably... One stroke? Don't be so modest. He's having one right now. Yes, if you want to live, you need to evolve. You need to transcend the car. Just remember, it's not the alcohol, and it's so... nor smoking for 40 years. It's the lack of magnesium.
Блять, скажи, Не, ну мысли дают прям классные бафы. Хочу больше мыслей, просто... Мне просто нравятся мысли, изучать это прикольно. То есть сначала то, что мы закон. Всем сюда зачистить.
Uncomfortably, but you can't make head or tail of this sound.
Я знаю, у кого броня, блядь. Это значит, пока мы не получим левел, блядь, никуда не пойду, блядь. А можем подняться каким-то образом? Видимо, можем. Раз он идет куда-то, значит, туда можно попасть. Можно попасть.
There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Behind you, the ruins. When this district was booming, locusts are crawling around in the trap.
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go. I meant no offense, just...
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Correct. Meaning, this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic. The manufacturing and sale of automatic rifles was curtailed after the revolution. The destructive power of such tools proved to be...
Теперь можем логику тут нормально напать. Блять, кучу шмоток мы хороших здесь. Просто кучу. И очки. И все. Так что мне здесь требуется?
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the
Давай на
cracked wall.
анализ. Секунду. У меня, блядь, есть там. Да. Много, как я хотел. А минус у меня к визуальному анализу нигде нет, верно?
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, unable to piece together the big picture just now. The scattering of...
Мачете. Или когда пулю его закинем. Пройти не удастся. Ну, как минимум, первую ловушку. И... А это сразу заделаем квест с этими ловушками, почему нет? Слишком темно, блять, я специально фонарик, блядь, с собой таскаю. А ну.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height. Nothing happened.
I don't think that's going to work.
The carving on the door is block-like. The surface is smooth. This cheap look, it'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting, somehow. You see a yellow circle with 2 X's and a big curve below them that looks like there is something blindingly modern about this symbol. It's He takes off his glasses.
No. Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests for Revachol aussi. The moralint, these acts aren't called. I haven't seen that sticker before. And I'm not a youth.
This cheap look, it'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting, somehow. There's nothing like the sound of a sticker on a revoir sticker. The padlock, should you want to get through, it might be easier to just pry the whole thing off.
Maybe we should circle the building first and look for another way. Can you hear the pulsing bass underneath the wind? A sure sign of junior delinquency, somewhere east of here.
Ладно, мы всегда успеем.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind.
It's military. The washerwoman mentioned a depot up the coast. She said it was for moving ammo and cargo across.
A familiar apparatus lies among the reeds. The wind picks up here, near the cape's end. This trap is also full of...
Another empty trap.
Neither does.
Так, ну значит хотя бы здесь больше ни черта нет интересного. Туда можно не возвращаться. Риторика плюс. Нормально. Чем больше гардероб, тем больше вариантов. Если у нас будет, ну типа, блядь, сколько у меня шмоток я могу таскать на себе? Раз, два, три, четыре, пять. Ну, если у меня 8 шмоток будет, блядь, скажем, на риторику, то я, блядь, могу то забахаться. Бахнем бы. Можно себе позволить.
You see that seagull up there? Remind you of anybody? You. Think about the seagull's story. Then, no time for that sentimental bullshit. They're hustlers, getting shit done. They're one pair of track pants away from gangsters. Just like own it. Steal hot dogs. Shit in the sand.
Что, блять? По крайней мере, ничего нет. Мощно, блядь. Есть место просто, блядь, это рандомное, где можно просто пойти и остановить себе. Тупо то, что посмотреть на чайку. Опа, ты кто такая?
A shaggy-looking girl in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the ice.
Oh.
Everyone knows drugs make you invulnerable to cold. You bet.
Huh? So should...
You don't have to do anything.
Real cool. What kind of law says that? Yeah, well...
Your pulse rises.
Я не могу резко, блядь.
I'm sorry, my whole family swears and it rubbed off on me. A cell. Okay, it's Burger. This is a portable recording device. Actually, just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. A contact might record...
Nice. You could maybe bug someone with it. Wiretapping.
The mic? I don't exactly know. Somehow it doesn't pick up vibrations. Same place I got the recorder from. Oh man. You haven't been to... It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop. On Boog... Oh yeah. Guess you wouldn't know Van Eyck. Or really be a Palaceum going kind of person. I don't know what that means either. That's cool. Sure. Okay. Recording. I think I'm recording cracks in the ice. My boyfriend... I don't know, man.
A lie. They were probably pawned off.
The musicians in the palace... Anyway, I don't really know.
The sharp drop in endorphins is almost visible.
Take this, you're cold.
No, man, fuck that, I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that.
It's okay.
Yeah, maybe you were right about the hat. That? The boy...
And who are these?
Yeah.
And why is that?
They got too much stuff. Music stuff, mostly. Like this tape recorder, but bigger. Yep, they were pretty. I'm sorry we sold those. That stuff is more expensive than I am. More expensive than any of us, really. Doesn't matter. Go ahead. Okay.
Блять, отдай шапку. Ну, блять, конечно, ты круто придумал. Шапку бомжам можно отдать пусть. Найду еще.
Hello again. It's supposed to accept...
There will not in a million years.
I know. Hey, don't get me wrong, but okay, well, maybe you could talk to Andre and the guys. Because there are some strange... They're inside that thing there. No, not really. What do you need to know? Go ahead. Record... I think I'm recording cracks in... The musicians in the palace... Anyway, I don't really know.
The sharp...
Take this.
No, man.
It's okay.
Держи шапку,
Thanks.
блять.
Go ahead.
И левелап сюда. Оп.
The tent is just...
Come on! Get in and close the flap behind you. Sorry, we barely have room.
You go ahead.
I'm
sure you will feel right at home.
A young man with...
Hardcore! It's hardcore! Skibberdees!
Could there have been a right way out of this garden of forking paths, you think? The young man.
This is hardcore. Hardcore! Hardcore to the neck. Internally coherent. Good morning, yeah! 1, 2, 3, Yekokata, the place to be. It's the message.
You see,
Hello, I'm Andre.
his grip is...
This is my posse. Noid.
The young man.
An egg! Together with a Settle Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experiment. We have many in the pub. You see, we've been... Oh, the Salford! Yeah, places... I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. Ah, so you've met... Yeah. It's a matter of occupied ecclesiastical property.
An attempt to pander to your perceived conservative sensibilities.
I'm talking about the church. And I'm not exaggerating. Even a place... Dopeheads! Burnout! Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because... Strike that! And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts hold up in there with the...
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze. Letting you in good. This calls for an opinion. You're an expert in those.
They're spooky. I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, they're spooked. Also, they don't... People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up. Thank you, Egghead. So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure... All right, man.
Andre's obviously very...
Yes. I asked Noid to install a measure against more drifters.
I had to do it in an hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while.
Of course.
All right.
You sense the trajectory of the little... Ka-ching! The key hits your palm. The speed freaks nod to you approvingly. The speed freak nods to you.
Я крутой, бля.
Not long. Like a week, maybe? I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on. I'm at least 90%. Maybe 8. Okay, I'm sorry too.
Me too. I shouldn't have that kind of power over another person.
Sure, man. Tell us what you want to know. Let's do it. He's a quiet man. Mostly communicates through music. And, well, he's just kind of here. Yeah, sometimes. When I, like, stumble and find my way into...
The man's... I get it. He's a puzzle.
Yes. What? Yeah. Good to have, bitch to carry. When I first scouted the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church... oh, it's the one they...
It's like he's lying to you, my liege. But he's slippery enough that there's nothing for... He nods enthusiastically. No doubt, a little relieved.
Yes. Yeah. Good. Yes.
He nods, enthused.
As always. So yeah, to talk. It's good you talked to Andre first. Gave me time to get a reading on your sign. Can't really talk to people before you get a reading. Yeah, gotta compare. I suck at socialising, man. Even now, our sign synchronisation. A sticker.
Interesting. He wants you to describe it, though he already knows what it looks like.
Good, good. What did you want to know? Yes, you're the 23rd person to get it right, and I've asked 23 people. Looks like it's a dead, really. We're all the same. He defeated the present mode, or maybe he's not dead.
Or drugged out of his mind, come to think of it.
Or drunk. Or in a simplicity. Well, hardcore is not tasteful. The sticker, the clothes, not alone. Many people are thinking the same thing right now. I guess one could... Nah. You heard me. The hardcore... I can see that. Further sign matching would do good for us. One way to achieve sign synchronicity would be by getting us into the church. Yeah, gotta see, our signs are way off.
Понятно. Вот как-нибудь эмпатию попробовать бахнуть и пробежаться по всем проверочкам. Блять, я уже полдня на этом конкретно. Бегу, торчу. Интересно, пиздец.
Heavy wooden doors. The lock.
Let's go.
A great wood in the...
Окей, ну мы в церкви, я понял, да. Можно чуть-чуть... Ой, ебать. Ой, блядь.
A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained...
A radio computer. And it's... we should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case. A radio computer. No, I don't know how to operate it or...
This is the Ream Prefect radio computer. You see Veressa, the lieutenant, says behind the hatch. This is the machine's filament memory. Press play, a bar of fab... Oh no. It was already glowing. The static.
Good afternoon. Votre accident.
This is a human interface. A retired person sitting behind a switchboard somewhere.
The company on whose name the terminal... One moment. Votre accident. SCS.
That's not bad.
Any other questions? The filament you have inserted into the core. I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Good.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer.
Received.
That sounds bad. A login attempt.
Votre accident. Is there anything else I can do for you to... Goodbye.
The machine's keyboard is... Nothing happens.
Пока не узнаем пароль. Еще эмпатия. Отлично, вот вечером пробежимся по эмпатии, я думаю.
In white, silver, and apricot faience. This is her innocence cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel. Cold wind seeps in from the crack in the glass as that bitter thought passes through your head. The good call. She left it. Serves her right. She only cares about her sovereign's orb and her silk robes and getting to the aerodrome on time.
The old woman, it's a minor land. They used to be. We should be
respectful. Is the lieutenant a follower of DeLoreanism? Despite the damage you've done, no amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever, as it haunts all men. "300 years ago, many things, terribly, she made the most of her position in the anti-DeLorean court. A court visited by the most prominent thinkers. She was, and it was on her advice that Irene Le Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale. A costly, often, she was crowned 2 years up. Wow, in bystand, that is why the lungs are the symbol of, but she was, there you stand, below her once more, with your hand.
Yes, we all are. Her name, body, and rule are synonymous with humanism. The laws we enforce are DeLorean in origin. It's not spiritual, it's constitutional. The DeLoreans...
The shards glimmer in the dark. You, the mother of...
Давайте еще раз к ним сходим. Так, побывали мы там.
Hi again. So, how are things going? And? What happened? But you did see the machine. I tell you, they're in there. You just have to give it another go. Yes? What's the deal? Truth is, I don't really know. None of us do. Well, when I first scouted the place, back in February, it was one of them has wires running into bowls of water.
Andre!
Oh.
No!
Which other...
Felt like silence.
Not exactly. We've just seen someone, like you are... It wasn't quite. It was this dark shape climbing upside down. Yeah, you know. It was stalking a cell. Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally... You should ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab. You should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout.
With a small surge of PEA, alertness fills you, as if to...
It means like one of those rich boy private radio. Not that we would know anything about that.
He appears sincere enough, sire.
We're getting derailed here. Well...
Why not? Let's go with that.
I'm 70% sure they're substance users. Don't... Sure. What? As always... Huh? I see weird stuff. Wires going into water. Gives off a spy sign. Or some fuck. Most of it doesn't. Sonic powers.
crazy heavy hardcore! Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega! Internally coherent!
All core! All right!
He furrows his brow.
Hardcore! Is it though? But is it? I mean, really? I am the mic and the club. True. Hardcore. Intern. All.
He furrowed.
Ha. Is it though? But is it? Under the rain.
Да, короче.
The shaggy hit.
So you talked to my associate? Shoot. Oh.
She's less prone to blurt it out, crab man, than the others.
Okay. She was dressed like someone who's been raised by their grandmother, you know, strange old clothes. And then, you know, right behind her, a man crawled down the wall. He stopped right before he got to the floor, then just hung there like that, looking at me.
Like a crab, you say?
It was too dark.
Come on, she obviously could. She already went into detail.
He looked like a banger, okay? He was all muscular and stuff.
A crab and a...
Yes, a banger. As in a mess gang member. Why? Okay then. They certainly do around me. My associates? Sorry. I just don't tell people. Me? I'm a silver... Don't know what makes you think it'll be any different later, but... My associates? Of course I do. I just don't know what makes you think it'll be any different later, but... Hello again. Oh.
She's less prone to...
Go ahead.
Ух, блять. Мощно, мощно. Так, блять, что нам осталось? Нам, в принципе, вот у нас по проверкам очень много у нас на фиолетово идет. Надо будет этим ебаться. Ладно, эту хуйню поставить не можем. Там мы были, там ловушка будет одна из.
drop in temperature and easy. Chemically, the road is smooth. A tub warm. Number 3, the wind.
Блять, ну что? Что с камерой? Блять, у меня камера сломалась, походу. Давайте так, может, так камера починится. Но если нет, тогда вообще пиздец.
Hi, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. Oh, that's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea? This calls for a funeral, if you ask me. Hi. Feels deserved, don't you think? Quite odd.
Life world. Someone's been reading up on last century got.
Oh yeah? Take it from...
That's all we have time for right now anyway. Come back here in June and see how you feel about it then. It's not like it's going anywhere.
Absolutely. Things like what, for example?
Да, блять. Все, офаем.